Get even better at this time. It is with great pleasure that I am here this evening, tasked with the duty of introducing the next speaker for this event. Determined, ambitious, motivated, admirable, resilient are some of the words that we can use to describe our next speaker. He is a graduate of the University of Technology, and there he studied construction management and structural engineering. With that engineering background and his father's over 20 years experience in the taxi industry, that's quite a while. That's a lot of experience right there. He then conceptualized this brand we know today as... What a bright audience. My job is so easy tonight. You guys are geniuses. Okay, now we're still wondering how he does it, but his passion and his drive from 2017 until now has been optimum, and I believe it would be safe to say that he has been dreaming big and working toward it. Yes, he is a self-taught web developer and a brilliant self-educated marketing strategist. He is here today to share with us a part of his journey, and I am sure we will all be able to come away with some great knowledge. Don't you agree? Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the mastermind, the CEO, the engineer, the CEO of Travelr Taxi. Put those hands together for Mr. Damar Hutchinson.
Good evening again, and thank everybody for coming out. I really didn't expect a lot of persons to come out, so really appreciate you coming out. Today, it's the Travelr Taxi official launch. I know many persons use Travelr Taxi. Sometimes you complain about something you call and you don't get through, phone line busy, and all of that. So we'll solve all of those problems. But today they spoke about persons who run small business. Can I have a see us on that person that runs small business, other from the person that at the booth? We're going to go through the presentation, then we're going to have a small question and answer. All right. Who remember Travelr Taxi in 2017 hitting the streets in Portmore, running Greater Portmore to Portmore Mall? Anybody from 2017 remember Travelr Taxi from that time? All right. Who in the room never heard about Travelr Taxi? None at all. The first, you just see the event online, you just say, I'm coming. But thank you for coming out. Thank you for coming out. All right. In 2017, we were excited to roll out our first Travelr Taxis to the streets of Portmore to provide safe, branded transportation for commuters. Between 2017 and 2019, we used all our time to dream big, learn the industry, pivot, and grow. In 2020, the worst thing happened, the global pandemic. Our business went from 150 trips per day to 20 trips or less. We went into survival mode, but guess what? We did not panic because it was not we alone feeling the pinch of the pandemic. All of our taxi service was feeling it, but the pandemic taught us to continue to dream big. During the pandemic, we went to the drawing board, did some planning and budget adjustments. In the heights of the pandemic, we decided to expand our taxi service to Kingston. Since it's a bigger market and more opportunity was there for on-demand transportation, we bootstrapped, we took a business loan and went straight ahead with the expansion plan. We used the entire 2020 and 2021 to build a strong foundation in Kingston. We hustled our way through Kingston using all different types of economical marketing strategies. In 2022 is here and the results are in. We started to average about 1,500 trips on a daily basis. So from 2019, it was 100 trips per day. Now doing 1,500 trips per day. our trips actually grew, surpassing many companies that were stronger than us before 2020. Guess what? With all that growth and the current economic conditions in Jamaica, it has become difficult managing financially as a company. However, we are still in growth phase, our in-house phone systems reaching its maximum capacity, and we were badly in need of an efficient way to continue to scale our operations and serve more passengers. We knew we needed advanced technology to enhance our operation to enable us to continue to grow. With this knowledge, we developed our passenger and driver mobile apps. This software allowed us to level up the business from being a taxi operator to become a taxi system. This system now allows all small taxi companies to get on board to the Travelr taxi system and utilize all our technology to simplify the process of booking a taxi for their passengers and drivers. We are still in island-wide expansion mode with clear vision that by December 2022, Jamaicans should be able to access charter taxi service anywhere in Jamaica using the Travelr Taxi mobile app system. Today, I want to tell the entire Jamaica that Travelr Taxi is working hard to improve the process of booking a taxi. This app system gives us more control and accountability for each trip. And we recently added a money-back guarantee to your ride. If you book a taxi in the app and you receive bad service, we will give you back your fare using link. No passenger should have any form of bad experience with a Travelr taxi. We want you to become a part of the big dream and join Travelr Taxi as we enter the next generation of taxi service in Jamaica. Thank you. We'll have some questions. If anybody wants to ask any little questions about what we do at Travelr Taxi, you can feel free to ask and I'll be helpful. No one have any questions? All right, then. All right, you can ask a question. I forget to say, we're actually in Mobe. We're doing trips in Mobe, actively doing trips in Mobe and Ocherius. The expansion plan for Travelr Taxi is really to get a strong foundation in Jamaica and strategically enter different Caribbean islands using strategic partnerships. And you will hear Travelr Taxi, the #1 taxi service in the Caribbean. Well, that's why I said the app gives us more control over the trips. So at any point in time, while you have a bad experience, you can go in the app and report that whether you want to do a recording of your bad experience or you want to type it or you want to do a video recording. And with the app system now, every trip is recorded and documented. So at any point in time, I can go on the system and I can see which route the driver took. I can say when the driver dropped you off, when the driver started the trip. And there's a lot of features we're actually working on to enable us as a company to have more control over the trips. It's only possible using the technology. With the manual system where persons call in and they get a taxi, it's almost impossible to even track the route the driver is taking. There's a lot of technicalities in how we actually operate right now, even the manual system, and it's not so easy to really just learn it, but we just build and build and build on what we're doing. And right now, we are the most technologically advanced taxi service in Jamaica right now, based on the systems that we use in office, and it's giving us an edge. I would call it an unfair advantage, but it's giving us an edge to really do a rapid growth. So we're working on it. And why we really keep this event is really to enable other persons, because we were small in 2017, like we were legit small. The first event we went was a YA Expo, and our table just had some business cards on it and a banner. You get me? That was 2017. You can watch the videos online, and we learn a lot of stuff, and we actually develop systems in place, I always look on automation because automation is the way for the future. If you can't automate it, it will bog you down and you don't have any room to grow. So that is what we will focus on, and doing that enable us to really sit back and do more managerial stuff, really get things in place. A lot of marketing we put in. I mean, most of the things might look expensive, but they are really cost effective. So we'll use all of those to really get out there and in the interim become the number one in Jamaica. Any other question? All right, the app system provides a simplified process. First, that's a simplified process. Thinking about a manual process, you have to go on your phone, dial a number, and then you have to call, and then chances are sometimes the phone system and the call drop. You might lose a call, or you might have to be on hold for extended period of time based on the volume that the company is doing. And right now, our volume is very high, so persons report that they get bad experience dealing with operators and so on, and we totally understand, but it's not intentionally. It's a lot of persons calling the phone lines, and you have manual persons answering the phone, so one person can answer 5 calls at the same time without giving bad experience. So that's the thing that we really wanted to change, and we actually built something now. Really, there's a lot of passengers using it, but there's a lot more to start using it, and it will create a better environment to book a taxi, easy, without having to call. Anybody else? All right. Since 2020, we get the business serious. You get what I'm saying? We were very small before COVID. And what we use COVID to do is realize if you stay small, if a pandemic hit you and you're small, you will go out of business. You get what I'm saying? When you have 20 trips per day coming in and you have how much drivers and drivers not getting any trips, you won't make any money. You get me? So you have to think smart and you have to figure it out and know that when the pandemic over, you don't want to be at the same level that you was before. So we actually built during the pandemic. While everybody was conserving and just sitting down and saying nothing now go on, we were saying nothing now go on, but we had to do things. You get what I say? We did a bill. Through the pandemic, you see we go out the town cry. We have a little thing through the community. Passive people say, yo, we hear around everywhere, and it don't really cost as much to really go out and drive the car around the community. You get me? We put a few signs and some light posts to just make sure we pay the parish council so that they don't take down the signs and So it's a lot of little things, and you see doing that, it enables us as a company to really, a lot of persons start to see it all around and they start saying, what is this Travelr taxi? Persons go online, and because we put a lot of content online. We like to put out content because the more content we have online is the more trust. Somebody from overseas coming to Jamaica, they just Google taxi service and they see some Travelr taxi thing pop up. Hey, I want to use this service. And that's how they decide to say they're going to work with Travelr taxi. Any other questions? Not yet. Come again. All right. There's a lot of feature in the app where we can just send out a push notification, or we can send out a post in the app where you can go in the notification section. I actually can read about what we're doing. But we have been doing it because even passengers that drive an overcharge or even a bad experience, we have been refunding passengers because I don't know if you realize Amazon is one of the biggest companies in the world. If you buy a product on Amazon and you say you did not receive it, Amazon just give you back your money without any questions. You get what I'm saying? So it's a similar framework we're using. Of course, we're going to do a research and thing, and we're going to know, but we will find out. I mean, it's not a lot of passengers complain, but if we leave here today and then we see a lot of passengers start complaining, then we're going to do a research to really see if it's because we're safe that we give up. But it will enable drivers now to always providing good service, knowing that if you provide a bad service, then you will have to refund the fare. You get what I'm saying? So that's the model, and we want all drivers to understand that passengers are important and treat passengers very well. Because if you don't take care of the passengers, your trips will go down. No matter what the company do to get more passengers in, once the drivers don't take care of the passengers, treat the passengers good, the trips will drop, just like that. Any other question? Thank you. Can you, your volume is low. All right, let me tell you a secret. Travelr Taxi right now owns probably no vehicle. Probably owns no vehicle, probably one or two or three. But the company itself, what we do, we create a platform, meaning a platform where independent investors with a taxi can sign on board and they get the driver and we provide the jobs. And only thing costs us to provide the job is really the back-end system and the marketing. You see, there's a lot of secret in the taxi industry that they don't tell you. It's who have the bigger market, who persons talk about in the streets. You don't have to have anything. You get what I'm saying? But I graduated UTech in 2017, and if you guys might go online and see the vlog that I did when I was graduating, so you're just going to run in Travelr Taxi full time now, because we used to send out a lot of applications while we were in school, but we get motivated to really build something for myself because of what I see guys doing overseas, and I say, but we can do it here in Jamaica also. So I get motivated to push, and just get things going. If something not connecting, we'll figure it out. Also something and try to get it to connect. That's how it's a lot of funding you have access to. Trust me, it's a lot of funding you can get access to, and sometimes it's just what you do with the funds. And try to push more marketing rather than to push operations. Try to see if you can outsource stuff that you don't necessarily need to buy a machinery to provide that service. All right, any other questions? Any other question? Who in here want to start a business later down in life? Can somebody tell me, there's a lot of hybrid business models right now that can get started with little to no money, and you can scale rapidly using technology with a work from home model. What kind of business you want to start later down? And don't tell me you're afraid to tell me idea, please. Because you have to say a thing, get validation, and get persons. I mean, if you tell somebody idea and they tell you, hey, that not gonna work, sometimes you have to just say, why you say it not gonna work? You just want to hear why them say that. And then you do your research. You get me? A lot of persons say, yo, taxi thing not gonna work. But you see, with the taxi thing now, persons must move. You get me? Even in the pandemic, persons still moving, because you have persons that go to the supermarket, you have persons that go to the doctor, and you have persons that want to move casually during the pandemic. So we capture that audience during the pandemic, and it enables us to build a strong foundation. When lockdown and police up on the road, the first day of lockdown, and I say, a brother called for a taxi and say, I work on one truck, I carry food, and I want a taxi from Z to Y. And me jump out and go pick him up, and the police see me and stop me and say, yo, I'm going to lock you up. You have to say, yo, or you have to just talk it out and say, him drive truck. And you get me? So you have to have that push. You can't be easily disappointed, because there will be obstacles. It's not a walk in the park, because you have a lot of issues. You have funding issues that you might say, I don't have the money, you might have an event coming up and you say, oh, I don't have the money, I made that event to stay. And you miss opportunities because you didn't get to go to the events. You see, events like these now, I always go to events like these, the meetup events, anything YA keeping, I always go, because using the YA as an example, I went to the YA connect me to a vendor that actually have a call center contract, and I get onto that call center contract, and that gave me experience working with a call center to actually understand the logistics of actually working with a call center as a subcontractor providing transportation service. So it enables us. And you didn't tell me what business you want to do. Fintech? Loan business. What type of loan business? like $30,000 and stuff. There's a lot of things you can do with fintech. You probably can talk to Link and all right, go ahead.
Yes, so if I should use the Travelr app, normally just call, just ask them to give like an ETA of how long taxis
Yes, the app is very comprehensive. The app have a lot of different features. Some I don't figure out fully as yet, but once you book the taxi and you see that the driver accept the job, you can actually see where the driver is in real time, and you can go on the phone and you can actually track that little car moving towards you. Once the driver don't go on his phone and his data start get distorted, then it might look like him freeze, but him really a move. You get me? Normally call to confirm your pickup and say, all right, I soon reached you, and then he will proceed to pick you up. But it's very comprehensive. Anybody in this room use the app already? Anybody in this room use the app? Yeah, one of the features that I really like in the app is that persons can share the location. So, for example, the lady that went missing recently, that's big in the media, when they went missing, I heard that was saying that she went in a taxi. Somebody reached out to us on Instagram and said, hey, check your system to see if this person actually called a taxi from your company. So when I went in the system, I didn't find anything in the database. And I said, no, this person didn't call a taxi. But in an event where that person even used the app would show the exact route that the driver drove, and that would enable us to actually print out that data and can provide it to the relevant authority if they ask for the requisite information. But using a manual system, we won't have any record of that trip. We would maybe just have to say, hey, you did call for a taxi from X to Z, and that's it. We don't know if you did get dropped off, or we don't know a lot about that. Any other question? Somebody over there wanted to start a business. You can tell me what type of business you think you would want to start? Yes. Media. Media is actually a great thing because right now everybody is a media house with the internet now. No gatekeepers for your content. You can start with whatever expertise you have. You just start talking about it. You have YouTube. It's very free. You just post your content. It might not be perfect for your first couple of videos, but eventually you will tweak things, and it will become perfect one day. Any other question? Mm-hmm.
Travel system and item. Yeah, what do you think about personal shopping? You know, grabbing the stuff overseas or for one person, bringing it back so that they can have their stock, so their inventory to start their business.
Well, that's actually a good idea because that probably would eliminate a lot of fees customs charge, because it would just say personal items, they just come through with it in a suitcase, and then it will enable you to can sell it without having to mark it up because of the customs fees that will be included. And funny enough, as I mentioned, custom fee, I hope any one of my friends from customs are not here, but I find it it look unfair because we are a third world market, so we kind of have things a little bit harder than somebody in the US. So if we want a laptop online might cost $300, and you say, all right, you save your $300 and you buy that laptop now. And same, you have a friend in the US that buy that same laptop on eBay, and that laptop is delivered to your friend in the US, and your friend don't pay any customs, but when you come to Jamaica, you have to pay $20,000 in customs to actually get that same laptop, and that's really unfair because it's just putting us as Jamaicans at a disadvantage to compete on a world level. And everybody's saying Jamaica is a global company. We can't compete globally without having the same rules to play by like all of the other global companies. So if you have a global company that can get the thing cheaper, And you can't compete with them because they're just going to get more and you're going to be there struggling to get it. You're going to need more resources. You have to be selling your thing at a higher cost. And you selling it at a higher cost, they outmarket you easily and they get all of the market share and you suffer. You get me? There's a lot of research in the marketplace right now, readily available, where persons can actually go on Google and find it about any form of industry. But trust me, you see, digital business, digital assets and all of that, it's a good thing to get into. Persons should do their research and learn more about it because there's a lot of opportunities out there. I met a guy Sunday yesterday. He's who know Forex trading. Yeah, he do Forex trading. Some of you guys might know him, but this guy study the markets and use it and manipulate and make a lot of money. And he say, hey, everybody should actually figure out how to do something for themselves because it's a choice to be poor, not to actually dream big and actually pushing towards it. Everybody should actually dream big. And you know, Jamaica economy can grow, but the only way we can grow if Jamaicans level up with more spending power, keep the money in the island rather than exporting the money. Simple as you see it. Some of the time, you see new products on the market, you look on it, you see made in a different country, and you say, but why? And you buy it, then your money now go to a company overseas, and that money never come back to support your business, especially if you have a small business. And thinking about Travelr Taxi right now, I want to thank all of the sponsors for coming out and showcase their goods. You can check them out and support them and see how well they can integrate with your business because Jamaicans should keep the money circulating among Jamaicans. Try if you can get something locally, even if it's costing a little bit extra. Try to get it because somewhere down the line, that same money you spend will come back and support your business on the back end comparing to you getting something cheap as a mass manufacturer and coming from out of China or coming from out of somewhere in the US. And that money will never come back to Jamaica. That money goes to the US to help a millionaire buy another boat. And actually, it's serious thing, it's serious. Help a millionaire buy another mansion or even help a millionaire shipping out more stuff here, competing with your small business, and you're wondering where this business come from. And you find that companies overseas have a little trick that they do now. They have one brand and they tend to add like 10 different brands underneath it. So you might have a bad experience with one of the brands and then you say you're going to switch, but you wouldn't know, say it's the same company own all the brands. So that's what they do. So there's a lot of things in the marketplace where persons just need to get some business education and really learn. And before you go out and spend your money to open a business, try get the business education. You don't want to waste your money out there just squandering it, try to build a business without knowing what you're doing. I see a lot of Jamaicans try to build businesses and they fail. Why they fail? They do analysis and see why they fail. They spend money in the wrong aspect. You need, at the get-go, you have to think about your production and your scalability. If you cannot produce certain amount of orders, you don't do certain amount of advertisement. You try to be economical with what you do. You try to build up your back-end system before you try to push out too much. And you have to really use it as a vehicle to enable your growth. Also, I think somebody else had a question right there. You can go ahead with the question, please. Yes, you had a question, right? The thing is, when you spy, the thing is, it's only the data that we capture is only when you're actually on a ride. So, and we actually do 24-hour. We actually offer a 24-hour service where the trips are monitored, whether through the manual system or through the app system. But the app, once you book in the app automatically records the data. And next 3 days or so, if anything should happen, You can just pull up that data and you can see the route that the driver took. If the driver made a stop, if the driver made a detour, if the driver did anything on the route, then that information is recorded in the database, and at any time we can pull that up and can have that on file to look on. So passengers, we don't know the passengers. The passenger will just see a name and an email address. We don't know the passengers. It's really, if a passenger reach out to us now, then we'll verify and try and match data, and then we'll say, all right, this is that passenger. All right. I mean, we have a lot of we have passengers that come on the system and do a lot of foolishness. Like we have passengers that run out of vehicle and don't pay. We have that type of passenger, yes. And with the app system, we just block them account. They can't create another account. They probably have to get a new email, a new everything. And we have a new verification system that we're coming up with that. They can't do that. Once they do something bad on the system, we will block them account and they can't come and they have to go use some other service. You have a question?
Person who's running out from the cab without paying, is it that on the app you can put on a payment system that they can use their debit or credit card on the system before?
Well, I mean, yeah, man, there's a credit card feature, but we don't turn it on yet. We're still some testing with it because we don't want. We're still doing some testing as it relates to the credit card feature and so, but right now it's really just a cash feature where, because I mean, what we have been doing and using the app is really a minimum viable product. We develop this thing, we try to rush it to market, to test the feasibility, viability. We rush it to market. I mean, it's not perfect, but we rush it. So person's been using it, they say, hey, this happened and this happened. So we always research and try to fix it. But it's not even 6 months down, we're out there with the app. And trust me, by the end of the year, I mean, we'll be continuously developing this system. And we have a great team behind it. And it will be one of the best projects coming out of Jamaica from Travelr Taxi. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So the question about whether or not you can pay in the app, I see that Link is here, and I know Link processes cashless payments or something of sorts. Is there a current collaboration with Link? Anything in the works as it relates to that?
Well, we have been pressuring Link a lot because we want an API from Link so we can integrate. But Link is fairly a new company also. Link is working very hard to get merchants on board, get users on board to really push what they're doing, because what they're doing is very great. You just pull out your phone and you just send your money. We actually have a Link account where persons can actually do it, but it's still kind of a manual process where you have to go in and say it's not automated. Somebody from Link wanted to say something? Give me the mic.
Thank you. So one of the things that we have in product development right now is a pay with Link button. And what that will be similar to is, if you're familiar with PayPal, for example, how you just tap PayPal and then you cash out and it's able to charge your account. That is something that we're working on, and that should be launched before the end of the year. So for the Travelr app, for example, that API, that pay with Link button, will be able to be integrated in the app, and you can then have a similar experience to like one of those foreign apps where you're able to pay and everything through the app in one go, and it's just charged from your Link account.
Great. We're looking forward to that API so we can actually have that, because, I mean, the more control we can have as a company, especially over the payments, is the more we can offer better service to passengers. And the investors also. I keep forgetting the investors. Investors are a very important aspect of our business. Investors are persons that have a taxi and want to operate under the Travelr Taxi brand. Then they would come in and sign up with us. They will get the driver. They will get the code of conduct, all of the stuff that Travelr Taxi use, and then the driver would abide by that, and then he become an official Travelr Taxi driver and then start transporting our awesome passengers. Anybody have any other questions? All right, go ahead. We're just having an interactive interactive session where persons can pick my brain and can see how they can actually implement some of. Because over the years, I grow a lot. You get me? I learn a lot of stuff and I have a lot of wealth and knowledge in my brain. I'm just ready to really teach everybody. Because I want everybody in this room to become successful, get a big company where they can contract us to carry the staff.
Congratulations on your success. I'm really excited for the future for Travelr Taxi. As you said, you're looking to launch out into the Caribbean. When I go to Trinidad, I can say, Travelr Taxi come from yard, so big up yourself. Yes. What advice would you have for a young entrepreneur that has launched out or is looking to launch out and seeing, foreseeable obstacles? How do they overcome? So what advice would you have for those persons?
Well, you have to face your issues head on. You can't hide from it. If you have a challenge, you have to say, all right, you're a challenge, let us see how we're going to fix you. And you just get straight to it. I mean, if you want to get specific after the event, we can always talk exactly about the challenge because there is a lot of challenge, especially in the Jamaican marketplace. There is a lot of challenge. And don't think doing a business overseas is easy. Not because you see what's going on overseas. It's not easy to do business overseas. So not because Jamaica is challenging, you might think, doing a business overseas is easy. Overseas is tough. The competition is stiff. When you're doing something, you have 10 other guys down Silicon Valley building similar stuff like you, and they have angels investors, they have venture capitalists. They can get $1 million funding very easily. It's not available in Jamaica. You get what I'm saying? So that's some of the little things that you can see what's going on overseas and can compare with what's in Jamaica. And you see when you as a company and anybody ever a new taxi company started in Jamaica and you tell anybody see a new or rapidly taxi company start in Jamaica? There's not a lot. You get what I'm saying? I see a lot of persons start up, but after the first couple of months, you realize it's tough. You can't manage it. You get what I'm saying? You have to stronger, you have to know, you have to just hustle. You can't be lazy. You can't be lazy. And there is no get rich quick system in the taxi industry. You have to grind your way out. You get what I'm saying? Anybody else have any other little question or any suggestions? Anybody else? You have something? You look like you would be a good Travelr taxi driver. You signed up to be a Travelr taxi driver already? Alright, you don't know what I'm talking about. Alright, but any other questions? Alright, so what we do now for the Travelr taxi driver, to become a Travelr taxi driver, if you don't have any form of taxi experience, then you have to do a mandatory at least 2 to 3 weeks on the app before we consider you to be a Travelr taxi driver, because we want to know that you have a passion to transport passengers and you actually know what you're doing. So you download the Travelr taxi driver app, you sign up, you put in your information, you put in your vehicle documents, you put in all of that, and we at the office go through, validate all the information, we call you, give you an interview, and then we will approve your account based on the satisfaction of what we get, and then you can start receiving requests on your phone to pick up passengers, and passengers can get to leave reviews as it relates to that. And if after the first couple of days you realize you're getting bad reviews, then we will terminate your account and we will don't bother with you as a driver. But after the first couple of weeks, after the first couple of weeks, if you have been getting good reviews and you want to step up the game and you want to come in fully now and get a radio system installed and all of that, then you can always come in and get the full system where you can work with the app and also with the radio system. Eventually you will see the radio system fade out of the entire marketplace, because it's a very expensive system to really maintain and to really have up and running, and Jamaicans moving digital, so the more passengers using the app, then the radio will just get less. And the radio will just be for more the corporate clients will just want to call and just request a group of taxis for their staff. That's what we intend to just use the radio system, rather than the person just going around the road, just call for a taxi. Just go on the app, 3 clicks, and you get a taxi right at your footsteps. Any other questions? Well, I'm getting a lot of good. We have actually some drivers that have some great reviews in the apps. It come like these drivers are built for passengers. Some good reviews, and we take complaint very seriously. So if we see a driver getting bad reviews, then we're going to dive into it, and we're going to research and say what's going on. And if we realize it's something that passengers call and even talk about it, then as I say, we will just terminate the account and just don't bother with that driver as a driver. It's not so difficult to terminate a driver in the app. For the manual system, it's a little bit more difficult because then you have to say, hey, drop off the radio at the office, and then if you feel like you don't want to drop off the radio, you can play hide and seek. You get me? So that are the little challenge. But with the app now, we have more control over the system, and it enables us to serve passengers better. You get me? It's just one click terminate a driver if he violate the rules or the regulation of the company. That's why we want the app to become mainstream. Passengers are what drive the system. The more passengers using the app, the more drivers have to adapt to the system. So you have some drivers that say, oh, I'm not into the technology. I don't know how to use my phone, but yet they use WhatsApp and they use all of the other stuff. You get me? When they realize most of the money in the phone and they have to be using the app, then they will learn more how to use it. They will put more effort into using the app, and then the app will become the main point of contact for the company. You have a question over there? Well, there's a lot of passengers that sign up on the app. A lot, trust me. But you see, I do have something to judge it off, because the passengers that call, we actually have all the data log, but we can't. It's not a smart data, so we cannot really go in and analyze it. In the app, we can easily analyze it and get a count. Yeah, man. No. We compare who call with who use the app. We compare the passengers that call to who use the app. For me right now, I think 20% of the passengers right now use the app, comparing to the traditional system. Most passengers still feel more comfortable using the traditional system because that's what they used to. They used to just pull up the phone and just make a call. But sometimes you will realize that it's actually easier to just have your thing, my store, your home location, your work location, my store. Just boom, boom. Send request, you're gone. It's very easy. Any other question? Yes. All right. Yellow shirt is if you call and you go, you always hear the operator say, look out for the driver in the yellow shirt. Our color is yellow, so that's the shirt we always want drivers to wear. But recently we say, all right, since you might want to wear a different type of shirt, we decide, say, all right, you can wear a professional shirt, a button front professional shirt. Once you can give the yellow shirt a break every now and then, but not fully, because yellow shirt is the main thing. It's a part of our brand experience. We want passengers to know that it's a yellow shirt driver coming to pick you up. You get what I'm saying? It's really the branded thing. So if you see all the drivers that come all in the yellow shirt. Any other question? Alright, the thing is, there's a lot of different categories of vehicles. You have the unmarked, and you have the marked. You have the luxury editions, and you have the buses. You have, it's a lot. It's a whole suite. So it all depends on what you want. You have some students up by you, they always say, hey, I want an unmarked vehicle, because sometimes the security give challenge to actually go on the property. And you have other, you can make the request. And you have other business places that have special vehicles that they want to come on the property or that they don't want to come on the property. So you have to really kind of bend the rule and kind of fix things to really accommodate the passenger based on the passenger requests. Any other question? Yeah, man. You can talk to the lady beside you and she can assist you if you really want. But recently, one of my friends got married and he called me and said, hey, I want a vehicle to carry some persons up in the hills. And I said, no problem. I just make a link to one of the drivers and he got his transportation in less than probably 30 minutes. You get what I'm saying? It was like, I guess his original ride didn't come through and he was like, say, hey, I need something now. And he remembered that, hey, Travelr taxi. And then he called us and we just made a link because we have a fleet of vehicles. And as I said, right now we're building out Montego Bay. So if you go down in Montego Bay right now, you will see some signs in Montego Bay and you will see different, and we're actually doing an event in Montego Bay. But I have a team in Montego Bay, so I'm not running to my bay just to do an event. I have a team in my bay to manage that event. They're going to just send me videos and pictures and you can get coverage of that event. You get what I'm saying? So we're actually scaling the business in a way that it's not pulling away from my time and my resources. I want to keep my time so I can do what I want to do to grow the business. I don't want to say, oh, I have an event tomorrow at Mobile, I have to go down there and then have a next one in Kingston, I have to go back in Kingston. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to utilize teams to really get stuff done at a faster rate and enable us to scale rapidly. Scalability is a thing that beats a lot of businesses in Jamaica. And you see, if your business don't have a scalable factor, your business will easily crash. Because what if you say, all right, you're going to sleep late today and you don't want to go in the office, then the customers say they want to go to the office. Customers can't get to go because you didn't get to go to the office to open the office early enough. And you lose business because your competitor out there working hard to outwork you so they can take away your business share. You get me? So that's just how business is. It's a tough game. It might look simple, but it's a tough game. And a lot of persons should actually think big, don't think small. Don't think about being a small business. The moment you think about being a small and you just want to stay small is the moment you put yourself at risk. And especially if it's something you do full-time and you don't have a full-time job otherwise, then you have to think big with your business. You don't want to out of an income and just don't have anything to eat the next day. Because business can make you broke. You get me? Business, it can run you in poverty. But the thing is, poverty is a mindset. Even if I go broke tomorrow, I have the skill set, I have the knowledge to really build something again from scratch coming up because it's really not about what you have, it's really what you have up here and how you execute stuff. You get what I'm saying? You have to set yourself in a way where you're employable just in case anything and you're independent just in case anything. You get what I'm saying? That's why I always say education is important. As much as our persons always say, hey, you don't need to go college. College is very important. It's actually help you with networking, building a solid network. So when you go out in the marketplace, you can say, hey, I know that girl from banking and finance. She work at NCB. I can call her and get a loan. You get what I'm saying? That's the type of network it actually help you build. And high school alone can't really give you that wide network that you need. If you go to school like UTech and so on, you will say, hey, I know somebody in construction. They can help me renovate my office. You reach out to them and you can get assistance in that way. So even if you go to university to do a short course, get there, get the networking, go to all the different events, go to the Circle K, go to all of those little things, the student union events, build your network because the network is really what will enable you to achieve your dreams. Anybody else have any little question before we wrap up? Because I see the food start going around. All right. I have a degree in construction and minor in engineering. I actually tried to enroll. Well, I actually got accepted in UWI to do a MBM. That's a master's in business management. But it was a full-time program, so I was trying to switch to marketing and data analysis. But I wrote them, I paid the school fee and everything, and then I was checking, oh, my name is not on the list. So I was going around checking out, going class, everything. And then they said, oh, they didn't accept you. They didn't accept you. because your degree is not in business venture. So I said, okay, all right, just give me the refund. Good thing you don't hold on people money. They just give you back. They just give you back all the money. they give you back all the money and say, all right, cool. But I really wanted to do marketing and data analysis because I think that masters would have enabled me to further make more network, more links. And that masters actually incorporate a lot of little things like globalization, where you can actually learn international business, how to operate as an international business. But there's the internet. Once you know exactly what you need to learn, you can always use the internet and do research. The main thing you want to learn is marketing and analyzing data. So you can see trends and can say what will be the next thing for tomorrow, or the next 5 years, or the next 10 years based on how you're planning to build your business. Any other? All right, so we will always, you can always ask me questions outside. And it's really good to have you out, and we're looking forward to everybody just start to dream big, thinking about that small idea that you might have. It might look away. You might be the first person in Jamaica to actually create that type of business. But come talk to me about it. We can actually show you exactly the resources. There's a lot of resources online, and once you're willing to put in the work, you can achieve it. I want to big up Natania. I think she's actually in UTech. She actually have a soap line. She actually manufactures soaps. And when I see persons that manufacture stuff, I'm thinking about big factory that is shipping worldwide. You get me? You have that US coming into your bank account and you're just shipping containers out of soap. You get me? That's a big business in the seed stage. So link her back 5 years and see how far she will reach. You get what I'm saying? It's about starting small, dreaming big, and actually working hard towards it. And you will achieve, because the world is there ready to accept. Jamaica is a brand itself. You just have to position yourself in the marketplace, continue to push it, and you will achieve. Thank you.
Keep the applause going. I told you that it was going to be a great conversation, and from the questions that were going back and forth, that was a very enriching experience. Are you feeling good so far? Let me hear you say yeah. All right, sounding great. Well, right now we're going to go over to a little celebration, because you know that tonight is all about the Travelr app, and we're celebrating the launch of that as well as the company overall. And later on, we're going to have prize giving, and we're going to be giving away a lot of great items. You feeling lucky tonight? You're going to come away with a giveaway? All right. Myself. Okay, we're gonna actually have a very special moment right now, the cake cutting. But this is not just cake cutting for a company. This is using this opportunity to create a milestone. So we're gonna have 3 persons cutting the cake, 3 generations of Hutchinson. Daddy Hutchinson Sr., Damar Hutchinson, and his son. Can we have those persons come forward, please? Damar, dad, and son, 3 generations in one company. Make some noise. Yes. We're going to have the cake cutting right now. Very exciting time. Want to big up our DJ in the house tonight? And they're going to be coming forward for it momentarily. Turn it up. All right, we're going to do this on 3, but we're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. Keep the music playing. It's a party tonight. Travelr Taxi Party. Audience to help me. So I go 1, I go 2, you go 3. Got that? Okay, after the count of 3, you guys think you can handle it? Just let him taste some of the ice and I bet you stop crying. Let's go, guys. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Cut that cake. Woo! Fantastic, and this is 3 generations of Hutchinsons here. Very, very big moment. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Hutchinson Sr., Damar, and Mr. Hutchinson Jr. Big up all the Hutchinsons in the building. Not to be outdone, Mr. Travelr making sure they did it right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break right now for networking and refreshments, because I know that you smell that aroma. It's smelling good. All right, and then we're going to have awards and giveaways after that, and a little entertainment. So we're going to take a break right now. You can go talk to your neighbor, talk about your company, network, and enjoy the wonderful atmosphere. Thank you.